Join me now to discuss the big, beautiful bill and trade with China is research fellow at the American Institute for Economic Research, Tom Savidge. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me on, Andrew. Good to see you.
Okay, how big is this deal with China? We have been trying to open their markets and bring down their tariffs and their non-tariff trade barriers for a long time. Now it looks like it might happen.
Oh, that's good news to hear, hopefully, because a lot of that is, as these deals are coming through, it's reducing uncertainty. People are able to plan around it, and I hope that China sticks to their word as well, because that has been an ongoing conflict where China might make a deal, say, with the previous administration, and then maybe they renege on some stuff, or they go on they still engage in things like IP violations. But really, it's a good sign, and I'm cautiously optimistic.
Well, I mean, one of the biggest things that would benefit manufacturing in the United States is free and open competition, right? If we have been buying Chinese products for the longest time, people in China should be able to buy our products if they so choose to. Now, look, in a free market, if country A produces a product and country B produces the same product and consumers like one more than the other, then okay, that's how free competition works. It's another thing if one of the countries blocks the other country's product.
Well, that's right. It's you want that free and open competition. Just let people vote with their dollars. They're going to pick the good or service that they can afford and provides what they want. And hopefully with these deals, that means that American goods and services can go by the way of China, and people in China are free to purchase American goods and services, unlike before.
Well, the tough thing is going to be policing intellectual property theft, right? I mean, you can have an open market for a product made in the USA. If a Chinese producer is reverse engineering and making the same product with stolen intellectual property, then it's all for naught.
Yeah, that's an incredibly rough spot, and we'll wait and see if they play by the rules, or if there's more of that, then maybe there's need to come back to the table, or hopefully things don't escalate from there.
What took us so long? Like in sales, I think they call it the ask, right? Like why did we have to wait for Donald Trump to come along to get this better trade, or at least to attempt a better trade deal? Was it that Democrats liked low-income Americans having cheap stuff and Republicans liked serving the interests of the Chamber of Commerce?
Well, it's kind of a story that's all over in Washington, whether it's trade, whether it's monetary policy, anything under the sun in policy. There's always inertia. It's much easier to go along to get along, and when people want to change things, it upsets a lot of people on both sides of the aisle, that can be cause of a lot of heartaches and a lot of headaches, and so you end up meeting a lot of resistance. Like, take the Medicaid reforms, in another area of policy. Take the Medicaid reforms in the big beautiful bill. They were hoping to cap those provider taxes, which are a money laundering scheme that allows states to jack up their Medicaid spending and jack up the federal dollars that are coming through. And that seems to have hit a serious speed bump in the Senate today.
Well, I could also say that we're going to run out in about 2 minutes. The Senate doesn't seem to be in favor of raising the SALT deduction. I live in New Jersey, and I agree, okay? The idea that people in high-tax blue states are going to vote for high taxes, then write it off to the federal government and pass that burden on to other states is not fair. And Senate Republicans should not be doing Democrat governors any favors.
That's absolutely right. I grew up just outside of New York City on Long Island. I still have family there. And when I say when that SALT deduction got capped, it's not Washington's fault that their taxes went up. It's Albany's. It was Albany's fault. It was, at the time, Governor Cuomo and now Governor Hochul. It's their fault. They're the one pushing, in these big government states, high tax, big spending states. They are using the SALT deduction to jack up spending and have some of that subsidized by, I live in Indiana now, a low tax state, by folks like myself and my neighbors subsidizing the high spending in places like New Jersey and New York.
I'm a Long Island kid myself. I'm from Belmore, Nassau County, and I remember during the Reagan years when, it was a Republican haven, especially if your parents fled New York City. My mom from the Bronx, my dad from Brooklyn. I know exactly what you're saying, but some blue state Republicans made that the hill that they were willing to die on. If you're going to change voting habits in the blue states, make them pay their taxes. I got 20 seconds.
Absolutely right. The salt, too much salt there spoils federalism. You want that competition among the states. And when, people in those blue high tax, high spending states are held accountable, then maybe they'll start listening. Maybe they'll start trimming the budget. Maybe they'll trim the waste, because it takes people moving out and them losing money for them to wake up.
All right, Mr. Savidge, thank you so much for joining us tonight.